There are more than 150 horse breeds in the world. The development of each of them has been influenced by man, how they've evolved and developed over the centuries, and what's their role in modern day society. Are they still used as the original horsepower, or have they become a much loved pampered pet? People are more connected to horses than ever, whether they're riding them for pleasure, using them for sport, or helping with rehabilitation programs. We want to make sure we keep each breed on the world map and that they are respected and cared for. We start our journey in India, where we meet the ancient Marwari horse from Rajasthan. It's known for its hardiness, and throughout history has been used as a cavalry horse by the people of the Marwari region. It was noted for its loyalty and bravery in battle. We see how versatile this hardy horse is, from wedding ceremonies to endurance racing, from trekking to dancing. The distinctive inward curling ears.
Our breed, which is a very typical breed, it has the very typical pointed ear points which sometimes meet. 14 to 15 hands in height, lean built, very intelligent, very spirited, can adapt easily to food and fodder changes, temperature changes, and he rolls in the ground and he's ready to go again.
Marwari horses have a lot of traits basically. They are more leggy, they are not as big as your horses, they consume less, and they are very used to our conditions, and they have very good endurance.
Between the three important breeds, the Marwari, Kathiawadi and the Sindhi, the ears have the curve, but the Sindhis have the ear format on the forehead much at a distance from each other, and therefore the curve is not overlapping or not can be seen clearly. It is little further away. But in Kathiawadi it is the closest and can be seen very easily, but the ears are a little smaller. In the Marwari also, they can be seen very clearly, overlapping each other, curves like that, and the ears of the Marwadi is a little longer than that of the Kathiawadi. We find the Marwadi one of the most loyal among the horses. We have had falls from horses, we have seen them, and the Marwadi never has dragged anyone or never has run away from that. They stand still. They respond to the human voice a lot, and that is why all the names that we have of the horses are based on Indian mythology, Indian religion, Indian habits, and we can call them out and they react to that very easily, so that their word understanding is very clear.
He has his own high level of intelligence. Example, if you are on a full canter, a barbed wire fence comes, you haven't seen it, the horse has seen it. Whether you order him or not, he will stop. He knows my master and me both get into trouble if I don't stop. If there's a turn and you have not seen a ditch, he will take the leap without being ordered. If you are sitting loose, that is your fault, not his. So he has a great degree of intelligence.
The history of this horse, I would say that yes, there has been a lot of war and a lot of battles. Only the rulers and the warriors were allowed to ride these horses. Because of the caste system, nobody below could even dream of riding these horses in those years.
The territory which is now called Rajasthan, in all British maps it was called Rajputana, the land of the Rajputs. And there is a saying that the relation between a Rajput and his horse is not just one life, but several lives. The horse was his motorcycle, it was his armored car, it was his jeep, it was his friend, it was his comrade in arms, it was his companion. Because they were warriors, the horse was everything to them. It was very, very important.
and the British rule came to India, they realized that the Marwari horse is the symbol of royalty. And people look at that horse and the immediate connection is not to the British India but to the rulers, to the Maharajas. And they wanted that to be moved out. They wanted the rulers to get more Europeanized, more westernized with everything, with their dressing, with their manners, and the horse was still an important thing. So I think it was very diplomatically they worked with the Maharajas and started telling them that this is quite a crazy horse, it's very fiery, it's not suitable, you can't use them for parades in your cavalries, they are a bunch of horses together, that's it. So they moved these horses out.
Earlier, before pre-independence, as you are aware, there were lesser automobiles, horses and horse carriages like bullocks and bullock carts. They were in great need and use. After India became independent and as modernization fell into line, machinery took over from animals. Likewise with horses also, their use went going down. Armies started having more vehicles. Earlier you had more cavalries in the army. And thousands and thousands of horses were used for the purpose. Once all this machinery came into existence, poor animals disappeared.
When the British ruled us, our breed, the Marwari, was almost taken to be extinct. Two reasons are given, that it was too spirited and the Mem Sahabs found it very unwieldy. The second reason, that the only use of the horse which the British had was races and polo, while we, the local people, had use of cross-country riding, of warfare, of commuting, the farmer, the royalty. The horse was his bosom buddy. So they said, useless, useless, get it away. They went to the extent of castrating our stallions. It became the horse of the country uncouth boorish people. Thoroughbreds were brought in. Whalers coming from Australia was big business, and our breed almost went extinct. The first 30 years after independence, priorities were different. Government, schools, hospitals. Who was looking for horses and the breeds? It is only in last decade, several horse societies came and we are for the cause. Let's get on and let's do what we can do and let's do it. So even in a small way, when you do something, it makes a big difference.
Now limited people and with limited families like us who always had been keeping horses and had horses, we still maintain certain horses. To be honest, I have given it a commercial angle by using the horses for trail rides, marriages, buying and selling, and to keep our interest. That's how I have managed to keep my interest on. Keeping animals and being polite and being kind to them is the first condition I put to my employers and grooms. This is my first condition with the grooms, why there is no hitting, no beating, not whipping even. At times I do have to, but not severe, okay? And a lot of patting while grooming. From the initial stage, while they are young foals and fillies, lot of handling, lot of patting, lot of feeling them around. Brushing and all, I start grooming the young ones at the age of 3, 4. We start brushing them, wiping their faces, use the cloth, using our hands all over the body. So they turn up to be very decent and kind animals anyway. And being kind to an animal, they very well understand and know that if you are kind to them, they are kind to you. It is a routine with us, whether a horse is ridden for 15 minutes or for an hour, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the time may be. When it comes back to a stable, it is untacked, rolled, all feet and face properly washed before he is tied to a stable. It's a permanent routine kind of a situation with us. they are very excited, and I'm sure they are very hungry as well. So they come and running at a gallop basically, and it's a beautiful sight. I didn't have that idea that it would turn out to be such a wonderful sight. When it is, we are the only few people who do that in Rajasthan maybe, and maybe in India, who let the horses in that way. Otherwise, usually people tie them and bring them in tied up. And because of this reason, all my mares put together have settled very well. They don't kick around, and that is something superb for my rides. So these animals could adjust with each other. They don't kick each other, and they behave. So it is. I think it is part of the training program as well.
Each estate would have an ancient book. I am lucky to have inherited this about 280-year to 300-year-old book. It is called Shalihotra, in spoken language Shalotra. How the stabling is done, what are the characters of our horses, every single thing is covered in this book. In ancient times, the alphabet would be written all in continuity. It is about disease, it is about stabling, it is about his characteristics, his nature. The Shalotra, of course, is completely different to the present day horse medicine. And we wish that research should be done. It should all be transcribed. And these medicines, instead of being called old wives' remedies, should be put to scientific experiment. It is my earnest wish that our ancient medicine, our ancient remedies, our ancient pharmacopoeia should be shared with the world. It is time now that the knowledge becomes a global knowledge.
On a personal level, since I have been involved with the horses, we have learned a lot about the horse, his habits, his temperament, and we have also found out what is wrong with our village riders and our rural riders. If you see the Pushkar fair, you will find a lot of our Indian riders are not good. They may be kind to their animal to an extent, but they do not have the knowledge of how to keep that horse because of financial reasons. The man who's keeping a horse in the village, because of his financial reasons, he wants to start earning from the horse much earlier. And for that, he puts him into training when he should not be doing that because of the age. And because of the stallions which they cannot control, they started using bits which are very harsh, very harsh. You will unfortunately see them in Pushkar. But since the last 20 years, as I said, since our society has been working, all of us who are involved with indigenous horses have been educating the villagers and explaining to them. And the only way we could do it was with our own horses. When we ride them, we tell them, look at our bit, look at the snaffle we are using, look at the calmness, we are riding stallions. And that is when they have all understood that yes, it is possible. And things are changing. It will take time, but it will definitely change.
In India, like we are going to the Pushkar fair, we might come across some good animal which we would like to buy. It's a regular feature. For years I have been going to fairs, buying horses from fairs. Apart from the conformation, body structure, color, and general things what you would look in a horse. I only consider three worlds which I need to know, and I need to see and check before I finally. One is on the forehead, it should be over the eye level. One is on the heart and chest, either it is not at all there or it should not be on the heart. One is the one underneath the girth, it should be ahead of the girth, under the girth, not behind the girth. If it is behind the girth, I would never buy that horse.
One of the reasons we are not very clear is the exact origin of the breed. And there's a lot of stories, same stories in Spain, same in America, shipwreck, horses come in, everything, it's all that, but we don't believe in that. And therefore, we are very keen that a proper DNA is done of these horses, and we are able to connect the lineage as to from where they come, and if there is other mixtures, how much there is from other breeds. The Cambridge University have taken samples of Marwari horses and Kathiawadi horses, and it's been a few years they are working on it, and we are regularly in touch with them, and we are hoping that very soon we hope that the results will be out and we will be able to really pinpoint the origin of this horse and if there's any mixtures from where it has amalgamated to what it is today. The Indian government, since independence, also connected the horse to royalty, and therefore in all their programs of animal husbandry, the horse had the least amount of priority. It was animals like goat, sheep, camel, cow connected with masses. So they didn't do anything to bring the horse to where it is today. It is the breeders and the societies. And once we got the horse recognized as an international breed, the government certainly woke up and they felt that, oh my God, this horse is a jewel in the crown of India and it will disappear from India. People will take it away. So they have said, no, we will not allow the export. The Commerce Ministry allows the export, but the Animal Husbandry does not let us take it out. So it's an unofficial ban because the two ministries are at loggerhead over it.
Because it's an indigenous industry and people have been breeding horses, they have beautiful horses, but the utility is yet to be discovered when we talk about indigenous horses. There are people who are breeding horses, but at the end of the day, when you breed a horse, you need to maintain. There are certain aspects, a veterinary aspect, a nutritional aspect, a farrier for the shoeing. These aspects are all being covered by financial issues. So when you breed a horse, you need finances to maintain it. And to maintain, you need to have a utility for the horse. So the utility will come when a horse has been running on a track, when the horse is doing some kind of sports activity. From breeding, you cannot have a substantial amount of finances coming down to your own pocket, or you are giving certain shares to different people who are associated with the equine industry or the indigenous industry.
I'm into petty breeding as well. I just breed. I've got about 8 to 9 brood mares which I am trying to breed, and I keep trying new things with new stallions and other things. I have about 9 to 10 stallions at my stable. Since it is very expensive to keep them all back, so I keep 2 or 3 every year. And I have created a cycle for myself by retaining 2 or 3 every year. So every 4th year I have 3 or 4, 2 or 3, 4 fresh animals for my rides. Usually whatever bloodline they may be, I use all of them from the age of 4, 4.5 to 7 for riding. After that, I put those mares for breeding, after 7. That's a normal way of my thinking and doing. People might be putting them at the age of 2.5 and 3, and I don't agree on it. It blocks the development of the animal.
At the Pushkar Fair now, at our stall, which we are putting up, we are having the farmers and breeders meeting, and we are having people write a petition, sign a petition to the Prime Minister of India to allow the export of these horses, which is going to be in Pushkar now when we are there on the 6th and 7th. To make sure that we do not lose the lineage, we have achieved, after 21 years, we have achieved with the Stud Book Authority of India, which is run under the International Stud Book by the Weatherbees from Ireland and UK for all the stud books in the world. Finally, they have given us the sanction that they will do the microchipping and the DNA testing for parentage of our indigenous breeds.
The reasons for starting up a microchipping project was to get the local breeders and owners and making them have a different view and connecting them to the rest of the world.
So now we are sending hair samples, we are getting the microchipping, and they are being made, the passports are being made by the Stud Book Authority, and we will be maintaining the lineage of each breed in a separate section for each. Separate for Marwari, separate for Sindhi, separate for Kathiawadi and others, which I hope will again bring back the lineage and the glory of the horse which we had lost.